But obviously, a lot of times when you're out there, you look very comfortable, like you've been a veteran. But first time playing in Mackey,
Yeah.
just what was that like, and to have that impact today as well?
It was so much fun. I'd been here last year on the bench sitting around, so I knew what to expect in terms of volume and energy, and they do a great job here of making you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But once you're in the game and, you get a feel for the first possession, we were just focused on what we had to do, and I thought it was a lot of fun and happy we could get it done.
Go ahead.
When you slipped under the rim for that first layup, it's a tougher shot than it looks.
Yeah.
To see that go in,
The first
how
one.
much of an impact did that have on the rest of your game?
We had been practicing that cut all week, and Steve just happened to make a great pass, and from there, it does feel good to get your first one to go and get a little bit of a rhythm, especially when you're on the road. But yeah, that was a great pass by Steve and a good way to start the game.
Things could have gone sideways, Jack.
I don't claim him, though.
Things could have gone sideways after Kamari gets tossed.
Totally.
And you guys closed, I think, on a 10-2 run to make it a 1-point game. Just that stretch, how critical was that to give you guys that lift going into the locker room?
It was huge. Kamari has been our emotional leader the whole year, and obviously with a guy like that out, you're going to need all 5 and all 15 guys from that matter to pick him up from an energy standpoint. And I think we got together as he got ejected and as they were looking at the replay, and we got together and said sort of a similar thing. We can't let this phase us, and we need to stay focused and finish the half strong. And I think that's exactly what we did, and it set us up for a good second half. And then obviously it sucks to not have Kamari in the game, but being able to win this without him just shows the maturity of the group as a whole.
Can you speak to, with Kamari out, that puts you in a position where, not only are you shooting out there, you're doing a lot of handling the ball,
Yeah.
bringing it up. Just let's talk about that added responsibility.
No, totally, yeah.
The
The shots come and go as they're available, and they'll go down, God willing. But I was forced to play more of a one role, which I'd done in practice, and it wasn't odd to me, but it was something to be thrown into that. But just building on to the teammates and the guys that we have here, I feel completely comfortable running the offense just because I know I got guys I can turn to. And I think I did some decent things at the one, and I still think I can get a lot better. But it was nice to just sort of roll with the punches and be able to stay on top while I was at the one.
You also had the, I don't know if they were back-to-back threes, but they were
They were close, yeah.
And the second one, obviously, the emotion. So
Yeah.
what was that
That one was fun, just being right in front of the bench. But I remember I had a 3 in the opposite corner, maybe a minute before that felt better than any shot I had shot all day, and that one didn't go in, oddly enough. So, yeah, it was just thought process of staying confident and staying shot ready. And JT made a great pass to me. That was one of his best passes of the whole year, and I was happy I got the shot.
When John's on a heater, how
Which
much
John?
Tanjay.
Okay.
How much does that open up things for the rest of you guys on the floor?
Yeah, right. We got too many Johns. It's opened it up for us the whole year. I think our offensive numbers sort of speak to that. When you can get a guy that can go for 30 like that, and then other guys can still contribute because he's an unselfish player and he scores at the right time. So it's nice to have a lot of attention on John, or if it's Steve one game or Max the other game. The other guys are ready, knowing that he's a scorer, but he's also a willing passer and a great teammate.
This coaching staff obviously has a lot of trust in you, and you've even as you've gone through a little bit of a slump, they've kept with you and kept for the little things that you do. I guess what are the biggest improvements that you've made from when you kind of first started getting some minutes in the rotation to now to where you just kind of were able to?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it's obviously about getting better, but it's also just about getting a feel for every game. And as the Big Ten season started, I was struggling to sort of get that feel. I had a good start to the year, I thought, and then as the beginning of the Big Ten played, I was just sort of adjusting. But I feel like in the last week or so, just because of my teammates and my coaches continuing to instill confidence in me, I've been able to sort of work through that. And, this isn't the last time there's going to be issues this year or throughout my career, but as long as I have that support staff, I feel confident to figure it out in the coming games or the next game, whatever that may be.
Does that feel come game by game, or is that something that you've kind of been able to build upon over the last several?
Yeah, it definitely comes game to game, but as someone who's 20 games into his college career, it does feel like every game there's more confidence. But now it's just about keeping that mindset consistent. Totally.
Anything else for Jack?
Anything?
All right,